y'all. This is Scott Brandon with Texas Music Network. Welcome to Live from the Ice House. I'm supposed to be here with my buddy Jacob Armitage, but he's a little bit underneath the weather tonight. So I do have my good friend Scott Sean White in Nashville. We're going to get in touch with him in just a minute. I have to tell you now, we're actually in my house with a green screen because it's a little bit cold in the ice house tonight. So just want to be truthful with y'all. So if you see things fuzzy behind me, you'll know why. But normally we will be broadcasting from inside the ice house. Anyway, I've got a good friend of mine named Scott Sean White. He's a singer-songwriter here in Dallas. He spends half his time in Nashville. And he's with us tonight. So I'm going to bring Scott on. Give me just a moment. Scott, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Hey, I have to apologize. Jacob is a little underneath the weather tonight, so it's going to be me and you if that's all right.
You know that's happening to a few people these days. I don't know if you've heard.
Yeah, well, if it's not COVID, it's something else. So
Yep.
How's everything in Nashville?
It's going good. I just got here yesterday. Had a write today, and today is the official launch day of the whole PR campaign and everything for the album. So it's been a crazy day already.
I bet it has. So for those of you who didn't know, Scott did this little Kickstarter campaign, and he was real successful at it. But he's done things a little bit differently than most of the Texas artists. I think most of the Texas artists are worried about getting out on the radio and hiring radio promoters and et cetera. But Scott, you're doing something a little bit different, aren't you?
Yeah, we're not doing any radio with the record. First of all, I didn't really aim it at radio. It's what I call a little songwriter. And my goals with it are more about the song side of things. I definitely want to play house concerts and listening rooms. I enjoy that. It's a big part of the singer-songwriter life and our livelihood when COVID's not going on. And I want to do those things. But the record really is about songwriter goals and increasing my presence, I hope.
That sounds great. I know that you just finished a show at Love and War with Helene.
Yeah.
So you're getting in, and I think you were with Brett Stair not too long ago, right? So you're getting a little bit out there.
Yeah, I am. And I played, a handful of concerts and that stuff was picking up real well before COVID. The album will help with that once COVID, gets out of here, gets calmed down or whatever it's going to do.
Right. So I heard you talking on Facebook the other day that you're pretty proud of the new video that you've got in post-production now.
Yeah, we actually finished it. And it'll be premiered on some kind of something here in the next couple of weeks, and then it'll go live everywhere on the internet. And that was a pretty cool deal. It's for Dad's Garage and Mama's first single that comes out February 19th to Spotify and Apple and Pandora and all that. And we shot it at a little house up in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, just north of Nashville. And we got a really cool hot rod for it. Really, the guy that played Dad in the video kind of got everything. It was his mom's house that we shot it at that has a detached garage, and his dad had passed away a few years back, and they hadn't touched his garage with all tools, all the stuff in it. So we just used that whole property. And then he called me later and he's like, "Hey man, I got a buddy that's got an old hot rod, an old SS. You want me to see if he'll bring it over?" So like the guy that played Dad just made the whole thing. It came out great.
You've got a lot of great songs, but that is one of my favorites. I love that since I first heard you sing it.
Thank you, Ben.
So the new record, you had several people sing on it. I can't remember everybody that sang on that, but You got a lot of help on that record, didn't you?
I did. And that all started with, I had a conversation with a friend of mine in Nashville named Barry Dean, and he had produced one of my favorite songwriter records ever. A guy named Travis Meadows had a record called Killin' Uncle Buzzy several years back. And so I called Barry. He's a friend of mine. I called him up to see, kind of pick his brain about that record as I started making mine. And one of the things he said that day was that he had a different person's harmony on every song on the record so that they wouldn't all sound the same. And I had never really considered that. I've been in bands over the years, and when we produced demos in Nashville, we used one background for everything. And I thought it was a cool idea, and it made me think, well, maybe if I'm going to have a different singer on every song, maybe I can find the right singer, the right vocal personality that fits each lyric. And the first song I was working on was Dad's Garage and Mama's Kitchen. Because I kind of worked on the album song by song, because I produced it myself and just kind of put it together song at a time. The first song was Dad's Garage. I'd opened for Walt Wilkins several times in the previous 18 months, and got a little bit. And so I emailed, said, hey, would you, this might be crazy, but would you sing harmony on the song on my record? And I didn't hear back from him at first for a week. And I emailed him, and I said something like, hey, if that was out of line for somebody like me asking Walt Wilkins on my record, just forget I ever. And he emailed back. He was like, no, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll definitely sing on it. So he sang on that, and he sent me that track back, because all this, in a COVID world, especially, all this was done remote. I sent him a rough mix of what I had, and I sent him a lyric, and he sang to it at Ron Flint's studio in Austin, and they emailed the files back to me. And so when I get those files back, I'm like, holy crap, this is magic. And he sang a completely different part than I thought he would. He sang below me instead of a third above me. And it was unexpected, but it was just amazing. It fit the song perfectly. So then I was like, I'd also met Susan Gibson recently, who wrote White Faces for the Dixie Chicks, by herself, I might add. I think she wrote it by herself. Anyway, so I'd met her. So I had Crazy Till It Works was the next song I was working on. And I thought, man, she might be the perfect personality on that song. So I did the same thing. And I was giddy for 2 days when I got her track back. It was so awesome. So that kind of, those things set the tone. At that point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to have all Texas singer-songwriters sing harmony on the record. And I'm just going to try to find the right voice for every song. And there was some trial and error,
Yeah.
There were some folks, all the people I sent it to were all great singers. The ones that, didn't work, just for whatever reason, the vibe or something. And, I tried another person or two before I found that one that made the hairs on my arm stand up. So that's how all that happened. It ended up being Walt and Tina Wilkins, Zane Williams, Susan Gibson, John Randall, who Texas people, some Texas people may not know, but he wrote Whiskey Lullaby.
Yeah.
Wrote Tin Man with Jackie Miranda, and Bonnie Bishop sang on it. I mean, it ended up being a really cool deal, and those people were so gracious, to sing on a record of some guy nobody's ever heard of. So I'm very thankful.
Well, it's a great record, man. So it's available on Spotify.
No, it won't be out till April 23rd.
Right, but on April 23rd, it'll be streaming on all the normal media.
Yeah, and we'll have 3 singles leading up to February 19th is Dad's Garage and Mama's Kitchen. March 12th is Crazy Till It Works. And then April 2nd will be Humankind. and then the album on April 3rd. So every 3 weeks, starts February 19th.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
we got one coming up just right after Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and then I'm not playing at Miles Fury, to be at Miles Fury right after it's out.
You need to look us up. We'll either be keeping people out of the gold area or the platinum area. I'm the resident door guy.
I'll find you. I'll find you, my people. I'm gonna find you. And then I'm also I'm actually in Key West for 2 weeks straight because I'm playing at the Key West Songwriters the following week. So
that's cool.
It's a good thing I don't drink. I don't know. I don't think you could survive 2 whole weeks in Key West.
I guarantee you couldn't. I mean, I've tried to survive an entire 7 days, but normally after like that 5th day, we all taper down a little.
Right. So,
and until you run into Cody Canada at Kevin's Irish Bar at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you kind of pick back up. But you know,
yeah.
Hey,
I won't have that issue.
Yeah, but I'm on a diet now, so I'm 7 days without a cocktail or a beer or a wine.
Oh,
I haven't lost a lot, but yeah, it'll get there.
Yeah, it will.
So we decided we're going to do a little segment. I don't want to throw you underneath the bus or anything, but we normally do this little segment about tales from the road. And I know you go between Nashville and Dallas, that you got a lot of road miles, but I don't know if everybody knows, but you used to have you used to have a big dance band playing all over the state of Texas. So I'm sure that you probably have a song or two a story or two to tell about being on the road and some unique experience. Get anything you can share with us? And, and it's a family show, not that you would go that direction, but
well, I do have some not super family show material, but I won't share that. I played keyboards in and managed and booked and all that stuff. Professor D for 29 years, and man, I think we probably met at Pompano's back in the day, didn't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so this is a related story. We played a private party out there. Oh, wait a minute. This was you, was it? Did you have a party out on that you hired?
I did. I have had parties out on my dock.
No, it was on an island.
Oh, an island. No, we weren't there.
Okay, so they had this out on an island, and they had bands, and so one year they hired us, and we showed up. And it was just me and the guitar player. I was still on the trailer back then, and had our own PA and stuff. So we show up, and this drunk good old boy, I mean drunk, shows up with a pontoon boat. And we looked at him. We said, "Hey man, do you know how much equipment we have?" I mean, we had a massive PA and all the band gear. He's like, yeah, we'll be fine. I said, I don't understand. He said, we said, look, I think we got about a ton of gear, like literally a ton. And he goes, oh man, come on. You know what this boat is rated at? 2,000 pounds. And right then we were like, that's okay. So we loaded up the boat. We're already like low in the water. We get the what's the little thing where you hit the gas? The
throttle.
The area, the buoys out there that tell you.
The idle zone.
Yeah, whatever. So we hit that. He hits the gas. The front end of the boat with most of the equipment on it dives like it's a submarine. Like somebody dive, and the boat's going. The back end is up in the air. I'm with him at the steering wheel. I moved the back of the boat because I'm thinking, I saw the Titanic. This thing's going down. I'm going to the back of the boat. And so, yeah, all the gear on the front of the boat is underwater when he hits the gas. So he steps off the gas, the boat rocks back level, and we putt all the way out to that island. It takes 45 minutes. It took 3 trips to load in and to load out.
Wow.
3 round trips. So an hour and a half each trip to load the gear out and out there and to get it back.
Wow. That's a long night.
And we had enough PA that the PA that went underwater, we didn't need.
Right.
Man,
that's a good story.
my favorite part is me going to the back of the boat going, hey, I saw.
You didn't know they were sending a submarine after you.
Nuts. And hey, show must go. Show happened. We played the show.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being with us. Again, I apologize Jacob wasn't here. But it's always great talking to you. Let's hook up next time you're in Dallas. Let me know where you're at. We'll come visit you.
Sounds good, man.
All righty.
Appreciate you, sir. Have a great night.
Thank you, Scott. Good to see you, brother. Well, y'all, that was Scott Sean White. Always like talking to him. We just got out of the studio today with Preston Cole and Emily Kingston. We're over at SG Studios in Fort Worth, cutting 2 new singles from them. They'll be out mid-February, a couple of weeks, and they'll be out. So y'all look for those. February 14th, Billy Bob's. We've got a great show. It's called Real Love, Rare Love in Texas. We've got Steve Helms, Randy Brown, Aaron Copeland, all headlining for us. We've got 12 other different artists that are coming up to play for us. So it's going to be a great show. We're going to have dinner and a show. So you have a general admission options, or you have options to actually have a sit-down dinner, a bottle of wine, a rose for your sweetheart. There's going to be an optional whiskey tasting going on. If you get a table and be VIP with dinner and all that, you'll actually get a pass to come back and smooze with the artist in the green room. So if you've never been to Billy Bob's green room, it's very historic, all kinds of signatures. You can imagine the people that have been back there. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining us. We're live from the Ice House. This is Scott Brandon with Texas Music Network. We will see you soon.